Well, this is the Stadium, I think it's called Stadium International. Nice little dealer in Watertown. Yeah, Stadium International Trucks. Well, there in the distance, that's I-81 South, and they're changing my wheels on the trailer. Something happened yesterday is that the strap came undone, and I think it was the strap, or maybe I hit something, but basically one tire is pretty much destroyed on the trailer. That's what happens when you go through all these construction zones. But one tire, like as if somebody bit into it, you know, like, and you can see the cord, right? So that tire, you cannot drive with that tire. And so what I asked him to do is, because my next load only weighs 61,000 pounds, so I only need 6 axles, right? So I asked him, and this bad tire is on axle 2 on the trailer, axle 2 passenger side. So and they were bad actually anyway, you know. They, for some reason, this axle 2, you know, when you turn, it gets a lot of wear and tear. And I was thinking of doing this before and maybe even replacing them. So I guess I got lucky that specifically axle 2 tires, one of them got damaged, because they were already bad, you know. Like, they were still legal, but they were getting, because I missed, if you remember, I missed the shock change time, you know. I just realized, wait a second, the trailer is 2 years old. I never changed shocks. And I noticed that, like, that's the first sign that your shocks are bad, when tires start wearing out kind of funny, especially like on the inside. And I always keep an eye on the air pressure, so it's not that, but it was the shocks. And so I changed all the shocks, right, like when, 2 weeks ago or something. And so yeah, you got to do it every year, especially when you haul heavy loads. You know, the truck is only 3 months old, right? So I'll do it next March. But the trailer, so yeah, now I'm dealing with this aftershock, aftermath, you know. And I wanted to move axle 2 wheels to axle 4, to the flip, because the flip works half of the time only. Most of the time it sits on the top, right? But I do use it with heavy loads. And so now that's what they're doing. They're moving all axle 2 wheels to the flip, and the flip wheels to the axle 2. And then I asked them if they can flip the axle. They said they have this humongous wheel loader, you can see in the distance. Unfortunately, it doesn't have forks, which would make it easier to flip, but it has a huge bucket, and there's a D-ring welded at the top of the bucket, you know. So I can just hook up a chain, and it's gonna lift my flip, right? And so the bad tire will be on the flip axle, and it's not in any contact with the road. And I just talked with my Cal Tire, my local tire shop. I said, how much is the trailer tire, 275 70R 22.5? He says, what brand? I went out, checked, and I said, well, mine's are Yokohama's. And he said, well, we don't have Yokohama, we have Bridgestone. It's kind of like, you know, what kind of food would you like? And you say rice, and they say, no, I'm sorry, we only have potatoes. And then, what the heck, why did you ask me in the first place, right? So this guy says, no, we only have Bridgestone. I said, okay, how much is Bridgestone, one tire? He says 650 Canadian, you know, which is like 500 US. I said, Jesus, what's wrong with you? I said, what are you smoking? And this guy says, what am I smoking? That's a That's a strange question. No, I said, I'm joking. Oh, okay. I said, why is it so much? You know, I have 12 tires. If I spend 500 US on each tire, that's like crazy, right? I said, do you have any Chinese tires? The guy says, yeah, we can get them. So how much is a Chinese tire? So 275, 70 R25. The guy says, 320 Canadian. So I said, why do I need a $500 tire? You know, I go through construction, I go inside the port. These tires get a beating, right? But these dealers, right? Of course, they want to push higher tire. You know, like unbelievable. So basically, always ask. And I said, well, maybe I said order a few of them from the warehouse because I might replace the other ones. As like there's a couple that are still legal, but you know, the inside has all these mountains and hills. I know they will keep deteriorating, right? And he says, well, if you're not sure, I I'd rather just order one, like the one that you definitely want to change one. I said, yeah, one is bad for sure. It's not legal to drive with that tire on the road. So one for sure. And he says, well, I don't want to pay. What did he call it? Not storage, but overage or something. But basically, when he gets a tire from the warehouse, if it's not sold, they charge him. They charge him money. And he says, especially this tire, 275, 70 R22.5, he doesn't want to keep it. I said, okay. I said, how about some nice aluminum rims? Because, on my trailer, only flip axle has full aluminum rims. The other three axles, and that's how I got this trailer. And not because if I was speccing this myself from the factory, of course I would put all aluminum wheels on it because I'm in Canada and steel just doesn't hold up. They get ugly, rusted. You have to change them like every year. I had that on my International, that problem. When I got my International truck, I had steel rims on the back. Only the steer wheels were aluminum. And I think it took me like 5 years to eventually change them. Because it's a lot of money, right? And I asked this guy, so do you have any aluminum rims? I said I might need 6 because the outside are aluminum, right, on these 3 axles. So if I get 6, and then the flipper's already all aluminum, so but now it'll be axle 2 because they're moving flip wheels to axle 2. But anyway, so I'll just need 6 rims. But this time at least he gave me like an honest estimate. He says, well, you can go with Accuride, or you can go with Alcoa, Alcoa, the brand name, or he says we have our own brand, which is still aluminum, and they are like, said about $300 Canadian. So 6 will be almost $2,000 Canadian, which is 1,400 US. So I don't want to spend that much. But maybe I'll just change, I don't know, maybe change one axle, just do the rest when I have more money. And I just sent the funding request to my factoring company for yesterday's load. That big excavator delivered in Ottawa. So they said, and I just got an answer saying that paperwork received will be funded today. So I'm gonna get money for this big excavator around 2 o'clock today. And also yesterday I prepared permit request for my permit service company. Send it off. I'm not paying for permits. It's a big freight forwarder. They pay for permits, so I'm just getting my rate to move this 61,000 pound excavator. And again, I'm just doing the same thing, right? Except now I just went through Alexandria Bay. No problem because I'm empty, right? And then I guess I'll go 87 south to 84 to 83 to Baltimore. But I'm not loading at the port itself. They moved the machine. I guess it was they were already charged for storage or something. When they keep the machine too long there, the port starts charging them money. So I think they moved it to, it says West Yard. and it's somewhere near I-695, so actually it makes it easier for me to get on 695 and then just 83 on the way back. And this goes to Brampton, Ontario, which is like 20 minutes away from Cambridge. And then when I come back, so I'm gonna load tomorrow morning, and when I come back, I'm gonna replace the bed tire on the trailer, right? And I'm gonna ask him to check if other tires need to be replaced. I'm gonna be home probably for a week, so they only need like a couple of days to get the tires from the warehouse. So I'll get more Chinese tires and see what kind of deal they can give me on the rims, because actually the guy says if I buy all 6 rims, they can give me, you know, a discount, so it might be cheaper to buy all 6. And then I'm gonna check alignment on the truck. The truck again started pulling to the right, the wheel is turned to the right. I don't know what's going on with these big tires, you know. They're just exactly what I had like 2 months ago when I had to do the alignment, and now it's back in the same, you know, like. And I tried left lane, right lane. In the left lane it goes to the left, and the right lane goes to the right. So it's not supposed to do that, you know. The truck is supposed to stay straight. That's the whole point of alignment, right? And then I'm gonna go reinforce the ramps on the trailer. I wanted to do it a long time. Just go to a welding shop, like a trailer shop, and ask them to weld either a 3 or 5 millimeter plate, you know, on the sides of the ramp on each side of the trailer, just the way they did it with the Kaufman. Because this one, you know, the very edge, the very corner keeps getting beat up by all these big machines. And then I'm gonna check the PTO, wet line flow. Local hydraulic shop said they can do it, because I suspect one cylinder is not getting full pressure, because I can feel it with I put my hand on the hose between the cylinders, and I can hardly feel any movement, whereas the other one, the main hose, like a much higher pressure inside, you know, when the PTO is on. And then Kentucky just sent me assessment for the return. I did, you know, you have to do like Kentucky every 3 months, just like New York, like the highway use fee. And I just discovered I missed it. I was just looking through my old emails, and I see the reply from the Kentucky DOT says I owe them like $9. So I have to get a check in US and send it to them, you know. Maybe I'll do it from the States, because here it might be cheaper, just get a money order or something. Yeah. And then I gotta go increase the payments for my Ford Mustang, because I've been paying for 1 year, and the amount I owe them went down by $4,000 Canadian. Like, what? Where did all the money go? Well, you're only paying this much. So I'm gonna go and say, okay, charge me $300 every 2 weeks. I don't care. And then I need to check the lottery. Maybe I'm a millionaire. Like, I buy lottery every week over there in Canada. And then I gotta pick up mail, because there should be my carrier CVR, like carry abstract, in my mailbox. I need that for my insurance renewal, because these guys started bugging me like 2 months before in advance. My current insurance expires in September, and so for renewal they need so many documents that you have to collect, you know. And this one was the last piece, and it's sitting now in my mailbox in Cambridge, and I didn't have a chance to stop by there, right? And then last but not least, I want to apply for the Quebec permit. Somebody told me that it's easier. Like, if you remember, I tried to cross the border into Quebec with this big machine to go to Ottawa, right? And they said, no, I'm a super load. And I talked to a friend of mine who's familiar with the rules, and he says might be easier to apply for an annual permit, you know. And I'm gonna email the company I know in a permit company I know in Quebec, because, you know, Quebec is one of those crazy jurisdictions where all the official paperwork is in French, even though English and French are both official languages. But let's say when you get a trip permit, it's all in French, so you need to, you know, talk to local service providers to find out, you know, like, you can see the numbers, right, like the way they route you, for example, but you cannot read anything else unless you speak French. and all their main website where you need to apply for this annual permit, it's all in French. So you need to use a a permit service company. So I'm going to talk to them and see if I can get this QC permit, because I do go there sometimes. Even I hate that when loads take me over there, because 99% of the time I have to get out of there empty because there's no loads for me. It's all mafia. It's all local guys do local loads, there's no loads for me. Even though I'm still from Canada, but I'm from Ontario, right? I'm registered in Ontario. I have no connections in Quebec. So those are the plans. So I think after I do this one, after I bring back this excavator, loading tomorrow, yeah, I'll just take like a week off, because I've been running too much. But of course, I was sitting on my butt, like waiting for permits, but that does not count as rest, because I'm in the truck, I'm in a foreign territory, in a foreign country. I want to spend some time in Canada. Done. So the total damage was $266 plus I bought a can of DEF because I'm getting low, plus $10 environment fee, plus tax. Of course, New York has tax. $9.30 charge, $9.30 parts amount, which I don't know which parts are they talking about, but $308.22. This is US, right? And I just gotta write down my mileage. 42698 kilometers. So now I have to declare this, because I'll probably be in US less than 48 hours. And if you're less than 48 hours, they don't allow you, they don't give you anything. You have to pay tax on everything. Where did I put? Oh, there you go. It's over there. It's on that side. That's not good. Why would it be on that side? Воронка. Воронка, the Russian word воронка. Sounds almost like limonka. But of course, limonka, that's a grenade. But воронка is this thing. What is this? Some parts. Oh wow, that's from... Okay. Yeah, we're gonna fill up. Some guy just sent me a video, like a link to a video on YouTube, how back in, I think, 2010, people were experimenting with this DEF, and they were actually putting water. It says they were putting water in there, and it worked. But, since the truck is on warranty, I don't feel like trying that. Now, I know last time I spilled a bit on my shoe, it all turned white. It's a pain in the butt, but the truck stop next to this dealer, they don't have DEF at the pump. patience with me. So now my shoes are gonna turn white. You watch. The last thing I gotta do is I gotta tie down the axle. Once I put it like that, but I don't think it's going to be long enough. Maybe I should try it, you know? Because this will definitely be in the way. With the excavator. Might work after all. I never tried it like this before. Wow, that's pretty good. I think that's the best way I found so far, because the other one was hooking up to there. That's too much work. This is much easier. I'm a genius. Okay, so now we have, see, that's where this bad where was this? It was over here. Yeah, you see this tire, it's all cut, it's all damaged. Just, I don't know, either I hit something or that strap, it's all cut, you know. So this tire is gone, unfortunately. All right, now we'll go get some coffee and we're good to go. Just keep tracking south towards Baltimore. Alright, the shopping is done. I use my old cup to get coffee. So one banana. And I got this yesterday at Walmart. I got a pack in Canada, so I like these. And water. It's getting hot, you know, like there's no sun. But it's getting pretty humid. All right, let's go. You hear that noise? That's the that shield on the exhaust pipe. That's another thing that totally unacceptable, you know, like this thing and that one. Because of that, I cannot drive with my windows open, you know, when I want to enjoy the sound of the exhaust. And I try to tighten it up, same difference. So now we're running on 5 axles. The brakes are working, which is always good. So much. I forgot to change the cycle, that's why. No, I already crossed the border. Now it's 8 hours left. Sorry, Lada, Nissan, but my intersection was clear. Okay, so that way is Canada. I just came from there. Now here's a tricky interchange, you know. You can go this way, which is like 2 miles long, or you can go left, but left is very sharp. It's mostly for people from that side. But I see quite a few times people from here turn into there. You know? Like, I mean, I don't know why they bothered with two ramps. You know? And that one is, like, honestly, like maybe 3 times shorter than this one. And last time I was here, of course I take this one because that's the proper way for trucks, right? And then all the cars behind me, they all jumped into that one, into the other ramp. And by the time I'm from under the bridge, they're already, like, you know, half a mile away. Okay, I put in my final destination, which is Dundalk. I'm not loading at the port. I'm loading what they call West Lot or something, kind of like probably their storage facility or something. And so from here it's 660 kilometers, so roughly what is it, 360 plus 40, yeah, 400 miles from here. But my appointment is for tomorrow. I think tomorrow 8 o'clock. So, and now time now is 11:45, which gives me plenty of time. And so the plan is to be back in Canada Friday, and then I can start my weekend, and then I'll take probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and start looking for a load sometime next week. So Baltimore, here I come.